friends, please welcome delightful young comic Dava Krause.
Thank you.
Dava Krause, welcome.
Thank you.
All right, welcome to our little show.
Thanks
Have
so
some
much.
water.
Yes, it looks delicious.
Treat yourself
From
nice.
Germany, I hope.
Do Germans have better water?
I guess. I don't know.
You just thought it would be fancy if it came from Germany?
It would be fancy.
You got kind of a German name.
I do.
Got an affinity for the culture?
Yes.
Done.
Yeah, there we go.
Thanks, Dava Krause. Hey, no, I'm kidding. Now, how long have you been doing comedy?
Almost a decade.
Really?
Yeah, stand-up. Almost a decade. It's very weird being here. When I lived in Chicago, I went to school in Chicago.
Right.
I did improv, did the whole improv thing.
Did you do I.O.?
Totally.
Oh,
totally.
fantastic.
But yeah, so I came out here and I did a little bit, and then I was like, yeah, stand-up's my thing. I don't really want to do this anymore.
Nice. You know, we've talked to several people who've kind of been through that progression, where it's like, you know, you're on stage with a bunch of people and you're improvising, and it's, you know, it's fun to share that experience, but it's also, you got to share that experience.
I think very little people do both.
Right.
Well.
Right.
So I think it's like there's something in your brain that's either like, it's a completely different muscle, because like in improv I feel like you have to be totally open, and in stand-up you have to be totally open too, but like you're driving the train. You're not like in charge of being like feeling other people's vibes kind of thing.
Right. But it does help you read an audience, and it does help you think on your feet.
Totally.
Right?
Totally.
So you should do both.
Everyone should do both, sure.
Yeah, of course. Listen, I mean, a lot of young comics watch this show. Obviously,
Great.
We're very popular among young comics.
Yes.
So if you had one piece of advice for young comics, they're over here too.
Oh.
They're everywhere. Any piece of advice for young comics? Come on.
What do I know? Just do your thing.
You got 10 years worth of hanging out in the bowels of the Harrah's Casino.
And I know nothing.
Yeah.
Any advice would be silly, I think.
Dava Krause, ladies.
Sorry, I just hate when people give advice. Like, here's what I've learned.
Right, but you've learned
I don't know, it feels a little self-righteous. I guess, be yourself.
Right.
Be confident. Always act like you're killing even when you're not. And that's all I can say.
There you go. I was actually just asking for advice.
Okay.
Like, not for other people.
Just for you.
Just for myself. I was just asking for advice. And I was being a coward about it.
I'm on your show. I should be asking you for advice.
Not really. Not really. So you're heading off on tour soon, yes?
Yeah, in January. I have a big show in LA in January that I'm producing with another comic you interviewed, Nicole Amy.
Oh,
at
she's
the Hotel
terrific.
Cafe, yeah.
Fantastic.
Really funny story. So she did the first Hotel Cafe, and I thought it was a great idea, so I stalked her there and was like, I'm gonna meet this person. And then we met and we made friends on Facebook, and it turns out, are you ready for the Jewish geography here?
Uh-oh.
Her best friend from camp is the little sister of my best friend from high school. So she and I have crossed paths, and her best friend, who is my best friend's little sister, now lives out here. So we're like all friends because we're like adults now, you know. So we're like, you can all be friends.
Yeah.
And so we crossed paths like a million times as kids growing up.
Right.
And so so then we just became like Insta friends. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
How charming. Cool. And now you're centered around the Hotel Cafe.
Yeah, we're gonna do the show at Hotel.
Yeah.
And
we just call it Hotel.
We're in
a hurry.
That's cooler.
Okay.
Hotel.
I can dig it.
No.
You know, what I love is that there's a very specific, when you think about music at Hotel Cafe, it's a very specific kind of music that you're thinking of.
Yeah.
They branded themselves very strongly in music, and I'm hoping that they can kind of do the same with comedy.
I hope. Well, we're sort of finding our feet, our voice, our thing. I did a show at the Improv several months in a row called The Jam, which was all musical comics, and I had sort of wanted that to happen at the Hotel Cafe because it's a musical place. But the owner, we've been changing it up with some musical comics, some not. So we're kind of finding our thing. My ideal would be that the night would end with a musical comic and sort of everyone would jam out.
Right.
But it's hard to organize that.
What song would they be singing if they all jammed out?
Jamming Out in the USA. I made that song up.
Okay, awesome.
Okay.
I know how it goes, but
I wrote it. I orchestrated that.
That's great. It's a great song.
It's catchy.
Dava Krause.
Yay,
thank you for
guys.
being here.
Thank you.
We'll see you at the Hotel Cafe in 2011.
Yes. Oh, we'll shake.
Put your drink down and shake my hand, Dava Krause.